My point is, do I have a point? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle and today I have a hot take for you. It is time that I be honest with you guys. It is time that I share my deepest frustrations with you all because honestly, I've been keeping them to myself because here's the thing. When you have a YouTube channel, you start to realize things about yourself. You start to be a little bit more aware of some of the things that you do and you become more aware of what other people think about your opinion. So in the past, I've been able to ignore what other people think about my opinions because it's not thrown in my face. But ever since having a YouTube channel and putting my opinions out into the world, people start to tell you what they think. And now there are things that I can just throw out there and be like, whatever, because it's just logical facts, right? It's just like things that I know are true and fairly undebatable. Obviously, everything's open to debate. I mean, I can't negate that, but I mean, I don't have personal attachment to people negating these arguments, right? That's fine. That's okay. But when it comes to my true opinion, that's when things get a little uncomfortable for me because if you have a problem with my opinion, then maybe you have a problem with me. And I don't want you to have a problem with me. For those of you who don't know, and are interested in Enneagram, I'm a 9, which for those of you who aren't into Enneagram, that means fear of conflict is my #1 primal desire. And it affects every part of my life. Sharing my opinion is one of those things that can cause conflict, and I don't like it. With things that I can separate myself from, I can ignore the fact that they're conflicting with me and I can kind of get over it and I can see where they're coming from, but when it comes to real opinions, anyway, I digress. The point of this video, and sorry that I had a really long intro, hopefully I'll cut out some of it, but if not, I hope you enjoyed me, prefacing this entire thing. And one last final preface. My opinion may change in the future. This is just my opinion right now, and it's subject to change. You may convince me down below to change, though I doubt it, because this is an opinion I've held for a long time before I even knew about personality theory. So, what am I getting at? Extroverted feeling is annoying. I don't like it. I don't like having to do it. I really don't. I really don't like doing it. I don't like having to do it. And I wish that in this world you could live without having extroverted feeling. I wish that you could still have, the ability to not have arguments and the ability to not have conflict without having extroverted feeling. I feel like extroverted feeling is what helps prevent arguments and conflict. So as somebody who is super conflict avoidant, I have had to learn extroverted feeling stuff for the sake of avoiding conflicts. And now I don't want to always have to avoid conflicts, but extroverted feeling is the only way that I have found that is effective at avoiding conflicts. However, I deeply despise the fact that I have to use extroverted feeling, which is so unnatural for me to use and feels fake and feels forced in order to avoid conflict. So let's give some examples, all right? Throughout my life, I have been often called the B word, and the reason that I'm called the B word is for various reasons, but the biggest one is that I will tell people better ways to do things. I'm like, hey, if you do it like this, it'll be 1,000,000,000 times better. Except I don't say it like that. I say, you should do it like this, which then gets interpreted as if I'm telling them that they're wrong and everything about them is stupid and, that I hate them because extroverted feeling is dumb like that. I'm sorry, but I honestly feel this way sometimes, and these are my actual feelings, and I'm just gonna share them, and I'm gonna say things that I don't necessarily mean, so take everything that I say in this video with a grain of salt. So in the past, people have called me a bitch because, I've told them that they could do something better. I'm not even telling them that they're doing it wrong. I'm just telling them that they could do it better, but by proxy, I'm telling them that they're wrong because extroverted feeling. My sister and I have talked a lot about this. My sister's an ISFP, and we definitely both have feelings about extroverted feeling, most specifically that it feels very fake and forced. But the thing is, I think that's because it is, when we use it, relatively fake and forced because we have to push ourselves to use it. It's not natural. It can be. There are definitely times when it can be natural, but for the most part, it's not natural. It's something that we use. It's like a tool. It is not a way of being. It is a tool in the tool shed of communication skills, and it's not our favorite. It's annoying that it is used for so many things, but it's not the favorite one. So when I have to work with people who have extroverted feeling, I get really annoyed because it's such a pain to have to deal with them. I love being in a room with a bunch of thinkers, especially extroverted thinkers, but nonetheless, I love a room with just a bunch of thinkers where I don't have to try one bit to appease them. I don't have to try at all to make sure that their feelings aren't getting hurt by the way that I'm saying things. I can just say things how I think them, and I can just give the information to them. I can be constructive, I can offer help, and it is accepted without having to fluff it up and make it nicer. For example, when I work with people who have extroverted feeling, I have to take a step back and I have to come at it from an angle of, hey, I get what you're saying. I see where you're coming from, and I validate that. What you're saying is validated. However, here's why it's wrong. I have to preface any time that somebody's completely wrong with, but you're valid for having opinions of your own, even though your opinions are dumb. I'm sorry, but that is how I feel. That is what's going on in my mind when I have to use extroverted feeling, and when I can't just tell people that they're doing things wrong. I want to be able to help people do things right. I want to help people do things better. But when I have to use extroverted feeling, that gets in the way of being able to use extroverted thinking, which I prefer. So here's an example of a time when extroverted feeling is so annoying. Say a friend comes to you and they have a problem. They have a personal problem. They have a problem with their feelings and with somebody who's causing those feelings, or even, it could be themselves causing the problems. So they express to me all their feelings, they lay it all out, and I'm like, all right, let's figure this out. Let's work a solution, because that's why you're telling me, right? No. There are people who wanna express feelings for the sake of expressing feelings. And they don't want to work it out. They don't want to solve it. They just want to say it. I think that some people have told or talked about extroverted feeling like externalizing your feelings so you can make sense of them. Whereas when I externalize my thoughts, it's to make sense of my logic. So if I'm sharing a feeling, I want to make sure that my logic surrounding this feeling makes sense. I want to make sure that this feeling makes sense, and I shouldn't work to change the feeling. So like with feelings, I feel like I have a lot of control over changing those, and I feel like other people have just as much control over changing them. However, with people with extroverted feeling, they don't want me to help figure out how to fix their feelings. They just want to talk about their feelings. And you know what? I'm not here for that. I don't like doing that. I love you guys. I really do. But if you want to come to me with your personal problems, I'm going to want to help you solve it. That's the way my mind thinks. I don't want to have to just listen to you complain about your life and not be able to give you any constructive criticism without being able to help you figure out how to feel better, because when I see negative feeling, I say, here's how we can get to positive feeling. Negative to positive. Let's transition ourselves. Let's change our focus so that we can fix our feelings. Extroverted feeling annoys me. I don't like having to do it. When I feel like I'm forced to do it, I get very frustrated. And in the community, there is this thing around extroverted feeling is fake. I don't think that people who have extroverted feeling use it in a way that is fake. I think that it's those of us who have introverted feeling who use extroverted feeling in a way that is fake. And when we look at extroverted feeling, it's hard for us to understand it because it's so outside of what we naturally do. And so it does feel fake in a lot of ways, especially when we're around it and when we're around a lot of people with extroverted feeling, because what I've noticed about people with extroverted feeling, especially in the top two, is they can be incredibly manipulative. They can be incredibly manipulative with those feelings and with getting people to feel the way that they want to feel. So I might be really bad at changing people's emotions. I'm going to want to help them fix their own motions. Extroverted feeling can just make people's feelings change. A great example is that of an ENTP who will purposely start an argument for the sake of changing people's feelings and getting them agitated so that he can watch and enjoy and get involved in the debate that is heated and highly emotionally charged, because that's more fun for him. I've seen my cousin do that more times than I can count with my sister. So my cousin's an ENTP and my sister's an ENFJ, and he will purposefully say things to get her going and get her emotionally riled up because he knows how much she cares about this particular topic. But then he'll like completely negate everything that she says again and again and again to like escalate her feelings. And he does that because it's fun to kind of play with her feelings to get those sides of her argument out so he can show her how stupid her arguments are. But in doing so, he's getting her really emotionally heated and it's not really effective, but he thinks it's fun. Anyway, besides the point, tangent aside, extroverted feeling is annoying for me. I don't like it. I don't like having to use it. If I could live in a world where I didn't have to use it, that would be fantastic. However, I have learned and understand the value of it in my day-to-day life, and I use it every day in order to maneuver the world around me. In the workplace, I have to use extroverted feeling every single day. I have to think about HR and how HR is going to respond to the way that I've written things. So I need to, so when I get mad at work, I will give a long expositional message about everything that's wrong about what somebody has done. I have to not send that because I've sent those in the past and the people get really upset with me. I have to think, if HR saw this, they would definitely get mad. So I have to take that message that's full exposition of everything that's been wrong and needs to be fixed. And then I need to fluff it up with some extroverted feeling, like validating other people's opinions, validating the work that they do, and maneuvering it a little bit to show them that they're wrong without being rude. Though when I do it, it probably still comes off a little condescending, but at least in the written form, you can't really read emotion. You can only read the words, so that helps. I digress. I wish that I didn't have to use extroverted feeling, but I do. And I use it regularly because I don't like to have conflict and because I want to have constructive conversations with people. My main note is to those of you with extroverted feeling, understand that understand that half of the population doesn't like using extroverted feeling, and probably more than half the population. And just because we say something in a TE kind of way doesn't mean that we are invalidating what you have to say, and doesn't mean that we, think that you're dumb or whatever. It's just that we don't want to have to fluff up our language. I so much enjoy extroverted thinkers, and I just wish I could be surrounded by them all the time, but that wouldn't help me grow, and I know that I need the extroverted feelers in my life, but that is my gripe with extroverted feeling. I just had to get it out there because honestly, I don't say enough my actual opinions. This is me attempting to start to say my own opinions, and people don't talk about their own opinions enough. They just want to make it all, at least I just want to make it all educational, and that's not fair because I'm avoiding the one part of me that's really important, which is my personal opinion. I take that out of everything because I'm afraid of what other people are going to say to those personal feelings. So I'm doing it. This is my opinion on extroverted feeling. What do you think about extroverted feeling? What do you think about extroverted thinking? Do you dislike it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? What do you think? Tell me all about your opinions. This is our chance to share our opinions and our gripes. Don't be mean about the way that you're saying it. Don't direct your hate at specific people. You can hate the FE all you want. Don't hate the people behind the FE. It's not their fault they're using it, or it could be. But anyway, don't hate the people, hate the FE or the TE, whichever it is you hate. If you hate neither, then, that's fine too. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you letting me vent my feelings about extroverted feeling because lately it has been driving me nuts. I have to deal with it at work every single day, and I just wish that I didn't have to. I wish that I could just be a little bit more myself at work, but in my position where I am in a position of leadership, I have to worry about that stuff all the time, and it is definitely really wearing on me and drives me nuts, and I'm doing it on my channel, and I'm doing it in every aspect of my life, and it is so unnatural and it is so uncomfortable, and I can't do it anymore. I need to be myself. I need to share my opinions. I need to be able to let loose. My channel is how I can do that. I don't show people from work my channel, at least most people from my work. Some people I do. If you're from my work, hey, thanks for watching my video and my rant about how much I really despise extroverted feeling. And if you don't know what extroverted feeling is, there's plenty of stuff out there to look up. I'm not trying to explain it in this video. I'm just trying to express my annoyance with it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you want to support me and my channel, go ahead and check out my Patreon. And either way, whatever you do, if it's nothing and if it's all of the above, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful, amazing, fantastic day. Bye-bye.